Thank God I had freaking Penn there to be like, Tati, it's okay. The guy's like, okay, you sure?
I had no idea who the Eat the Rich killer was.
I thought it was me. I really was like, I'm the killer, aren't I?
I mean, it's awful. He is a horrible human being.
Yes.
What do you want?
Isn't it obvious? I want a friend. Someone who shares my interests. Someone I can finally tell all my secrets to. I care about you, Joe.
No, I think we all found out during the shoot. I didn't know what was going to happen to Nadia, and I think deep down I always was like, oh, she's gonna die, isn't she? I was like, she's definitely gonna die. Although, you know, her ending is not ideal, I was pleasantly surprised because there's a tiny bit of hope for her at the end, you know, not like her boyfriend and many other people in the show. So yeah, it was kind of cool though, because it was like watching like watching a new episode as it came out. You know, we get the next script and I think we all had this real excitement for, oh my God, the next script's out, because there was so much to cover, you know, as you've seen it, there's so many twists and turns, it'd be impossible to tell everything. So it was kind of exciting to find out, you know, all the little bits. And also I liked finding out what was going on in the other world as well, which I was completely not a part of.
No, I had no idea who the Eat the Rich killer was. We got each episode, you know, a couple weeks before shooting. So as an actor and as an audience member, it was so fun to play that, and also to be curious and have everyone be a suspect. Everyone had a motive, and you had to keep your, you know, be on your toes for everybody. No one was safe. I think that the Eat the Rich killer was me, because I just wanted to be really badly.
I thought it was me. I really was like, I'm the killer, aren't I? It's definitely Nadia. It's definitely me. But yeah, I heard people like talking about it, like cast-wise, we were trying to figure out who it is. I thought it was me, then I thought it was Rhys. Yeah, I did. I actually, bless, I did think it was me to begin with.
Well, definitely, like, just that whole, the whole montage at the top of episode 8 was, I think, the most difficult, like, seeing Marianne's time lapse through the cage. As well as, no, actually I have to say my hardest scene of this season was the scene where Marianne had to trick Joe into thinking that she was going to lose her child forever. I had just such a hard time grappling with like the fact that there were so many layers on that scene that it was like, okay, Marianne is like playing a part for Joe to convince him of something, but she knows that that's not actually true. But like, how does she make this so convincing? Like, Marianne's not an actor, but Tati's an actor. I've overthought it way too much. And thank God I had freaking Penn there to be like, Tati, it's okay. You did a great job. The guy's like, okay, you sure? And like, yeah, so it just was just a complete mind trip for me. But I hope that it came through in the best way. So yeah.
Probably the stuff in the cage, because how on earth are you supposed to know what that feels like? Finding a woman in a cage, like how are you supposed to draw on anything? And I think it was the first time that I've, you know, with work, haven't felt like, you know, I could talk to someone who's been through a similar experience or draw on something personally. But luckily, you know, I had Penn there, who is just brilliant and was the perfect person to talk to, because he's been through all of this, like doing this show for the last 3 seasons. So it was really, and he directed one of the episodes as well. So it was really great having him there. So any time I was like, I'm not sure how to do this, he was there. So that was really brilliant.
I'm just going to go with this. I'm going to go with the first episode was hard for me to get over the excitement of being in a show that I'm a fan of, and to get over the pauses that you have to take for Joe's inner thoughts. That made me feel truly insane in the first episode.
You know, there were a lot of challenges I felt littered throughout the whole season for me and for Rhys. I think mainly because quite often I wouldn't be in for a while, and then suddenly I'd be in with huge amounts of dialogue and having to, like, you know, open up, you know, everything sort of emotionally within myself, or, you know, and go from gear 1 to gear 5 very quickly, which is something you have to work on. And it's I think people don't always realise that with acting and TV and film in particular. You get in the theatre, you have this amazing ability to crescendo into a performance. And TV and film, there's a lot of people standing around waiting for you to just turn it on the minute the camera's there. And I feel that, you know, there were times and that was a challenge, but it's, you know, I relish those opportunities. I mean, it's awful. He is a horrible human being, a terrible actor. It was gold. He's the complete opposite of both of those things. It was a real joy. You know, we had a lot of intense scenes to shoot and you know, some heavy storylines to flesh out. And I felt that actually Penn and I had a real great camaraderie, and we had a wonderful. There were some similarities between us, and I felt that we could. We had a lot of fun, you know, working with each other. He's a really, really talented and wonderful human, and yeah, it was a real pleasure getting the chance to work with him.
Best plan to stop Joe is, I mean, well, one, I think that Marienne is almost one of the perfect people to be able to do it because he thinks that she's dead. So the surprise factor is not going to be hard to, like, you know, bring it off. And I think that it's a matter of gathering all of the evidence that is up against Joe, all of the articles from all of the different places, and gathering all of that information, trying to find one shred of physical evidence as far as a body, of like a letter on a computer, of whatever, gathering all of that, bringing that to the, like, police, FBI or something, because I don't think killing Joe is a good punishment. I think that that's an out for him. It's an escape. Like, what? Death is easy. But I think that keeping him in, like, solitary confinement or in a cage somewhere, like, I think is the best punishment. And I think that Marienne would be able to execute that. Just has to get to the right people. And, like, if she could team up with Nadia, done.
I think that if Nadia can get away with everything that if Nadia can do what she did in the 4th season, I really wouldn't put anything past her. I'm like, yeah, she could probably get herself out of prison. Yeah, she could probably kill Joe. I really think, you know, that she's a bit of an underdog. And I would kind of like to see her team up with a couple of women that, you know, he's deeply disrespected in the past. And I'd like to see all the women come together and, you know, give him a taste of his own medicine.
Wow, I mean, Joe is he is an expert at what he does, clearly. I mean, he's gotten away with a lot of crimes. So I think we're gonna have to hire, like, an undercover, someone that can really match him at his own game. I mean, the guy's got away with a lot. So we're gonna have to have somebody as smart and as equipped for this as Joe is. I mean, God, he's so good at this. Not that it's a good thing, but he's mastered the art of it very well.